Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 10 out of Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. This video is going to be about Ink Master's Daniel Silva getting sentenced. Now, back in May, I did a video on Daniel Silva's arrest stemming from the driving accident that took the life of his friend, Corey LeBerry. Corey was a successful YouTuber, amassing a few 100,000 subscribers and posting his last video the day of his untimely death. In the video, he announces his birthday and that he's going to be celebrating later in the night, possibly getting a little drunk, and being 25 years old, who wouldn't want to get drunk for their birthday? Daniel was driving a 2020 McLaren with Corey in the passenger seat and at some point lost control, hitting a stop sign in a tree. Daniel attempted to leave the scene of the accident, but was stopped by bystanders who came to see if they were okay. Corey was pronounced dead at the hospital, and Daniel was arrested, initially charged with murder. Now, the police statement categorized the crash as a DUI fatal traffic collision, but the statement announcing the arrest did not detail allegations involving alcohol. Held on a $2 million bail, Daniel pled no contest back in July to a felony count of gross vehicular manslaughter. Yesterday, the 25th of August, Daniel was sentenced to a year in the county jail, followed by 5 years of probation and 250 hours of community service. Now that's to be served with a 4-year suspended sentence, meaning a violation of probation could result in him going to state prison in California. But a judge did credit him with 216 days in jail, going towards his 364-day sentence, putting his release at a little less than half a year away. But it doesn't end there. Corey LeBerry's parents have filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Daniel, suing him and his company, Daniel Silva Tattoos, alleging Daniel was negligent in the hours and moments leading up to Corey's death by driving at an extremely high speed, unreasonable for the conditions, and generally failing to use reasonable care. They also allege Daniel was under the influence of alcohol and other substances, which they claim was provided by his company. Now, in this video, I do not mean to only sympathize with one side. For anyone that has a family member that was a victim or a friend that was a victim of an incident similar to this, I do not know what that is like. I do not have the experience to be able to speak from experience. But I do know one thing. I'm genuinely glad and happy that Daniel Silva is not going to prison. The reason I say that, I've personally seen, while I was in prison, kids that shouldn't have been inside of prison for the very same thing that happened with Daniel Silva and his friend Corey. I've seen kids that killed either a friend, a girlfriend, a family member, have cried in prison, have openly expressed the pain, not only that they caused on others, but the pain that they continuously suffer with. And they found themselves inside of a cell with 10 years, surrounded by hungry, violent, aggressive youth offenders, 14 to 24 years old, the proving grounds of prison, the gladiator schools, where everyone is lashing out just because we can. This is where you build your prison reputation before you're sent over to the adult prisons. And your youth offender reputation does matter. Your reputation will travel with you. And you don't want to be known as the kid that was quiet, sitting on his bunk or sitting in his cell. You want to add some stripes to your name, such as cutting people, firing people up, fighting, whatever it is, the violence. That is what gets you respect inside of prison. When I look at Daniel Silva, I look at a soft-spoken individual that I've seen on TV that I am a fan of to this day, that I wanted to get tattooed by before this incident happened, and I hope that I still can in the future. I see somebody that was a productive member to society. I do not see a menace to society. I don't see someone that's gang banging, that's like, oh, I don't give a fuck about nothing, this is what it is, da da da. I don't see someone that's continuously in and out of jail, that's catching misdemeanors, catching felonies. I see someone that was able to find success through his art form, through his creations, tattooing, that was on national television, Ink Master, has a huge Instagram following. And taking someone like that and putting them inside of a prison, what does it do? Who benefits? Who can honestly say they benefit? Because the judge doesn't benefit, the DA doesn't benefit. Does the family that was affected benefit by him going to prison? The only way that they would is by feeling some form of, we got back. He got punished in a sense. You know what I mean? And something that I don't like hearing is when you hear somebody did something, people will say, oh, well, when he goes to prison, I hope this happens to him. I hope this happens. I hope that happens. Because they acknowledge the fact that violence occurs. Rape occurs. And they want it to happen to the person that affected their lives, the person that caused the death in their family. They want all these bad things to happen. And what I don't like about that is, one, those things shouldn't be happening in prison to begin with. Two, you are using the judicial system as a form of revenge or vengeance. You are using them because you're not physically punishing somebody by your own means. You're not killing them. You're not stabbing them. You're not raping them. But you're hoping that through the judicial system, through the justice system, through the California Department of Corrections, you hope when he goes, the very worst things happen to him. From what I've seen in prison, some of the kids that I was around, some of them did become victimized. Some of them didn't. Some of them had their respect. Some of them had to become something that they weren't on the street. Some of them were regular kids, played football, maybe played football in high school. Prime night, he fucked up, he crashed the car, his best friend passed away. Never been in trouble a day in his life. Now he's inside a prison, a youth offender prison. Now he has to decide, well, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna become prey, or am I gonna gain respect through violence? And what is going to happen to me after this sentence when I come back out into society? How am I going to be able to readjust? People expect you to just snap back into society and get back right where you left off at. And it doesn't work like that. And with Daniel Silva, I would have hated to see him go to prison and lose everything that he's worked so hard for. He's never going to lose the talent, but a lot of other things are going to die out for him. And a lot of things may already be affected. He is now a felon. He has a lot of community service and things that he needs to do, so he can't jump right back into what he was doing. And maybe he doesn't deserve to, because some form of punishment is just. But sending him to a prison, a California prison, fuck no. Not in my opinion. I don't believe so. Because I don't believe that he would come out the same person he went in. And I believe that the person he is now before prison will forever be a better person than who he would have became coming out of prison. And that's what these judges, the DA, and a lot of people fail to fucking realize. I was able to smarten up in a lot of ways. Going to prison taught me a lot of things. But at the same time, I was not a productive member of society. I carried guns, I did drugs, I tried to hurt people, I tried to get money by taking other people's money. Things that you worked hard for, I wanted the fastest way, and it was gone just as fast. And it was the fastest way to land me inside of a prison cell, but I didn't understand it at the time, being 17, 18 years old. Now I do. I had to learn these things in the hardest way. He does not. Him going to prison would do nothing positive for him, because he knows how to be a productive member of society. And how he fucked up is something that so many of y'all have done. You never drove fast before? Ever? You never drank a little bit and drove? I don't even know if he was drunk. It sounds like he wasn't. But there's so many things that so many of y'all have done. You just didn't get caught. And I've spoken with police officers before. I've spoken with people that have been in the military. And they tell you the same thing every now and then. There's nothing different between me and you. The only difference is I didn't get caught. So I don't think it's right for everyone to point fingers at him and expect more than what he already got, because he isn't worse than he sounds, and he sounds like somebody that made an accident. I didn't agree with the murder charge. It wasn't a murder, it was an accident. And it definitely has to hurt knowing that your friend's parents are now suing you, and that they have an emotion inside of them that obviously is not positive and is directed at you because of the actions that you caused. And you can't say that they're wrong for that, and that also must hurt. You can't say they're wrong for feeling some type of way. You can only hope to correct the issue in whichever way possible. Prison is punishment. We all know that. We all have the understanding. I believe that certain people do not deserve that punishment, because what comes with it doesn't end. The PTSD, the things that I struggle with on a daily basis from things that happen inside of prison, the scars that I wear, these are things that are never going to go away. And I caused myself to go there. I understand that 110%. But I reevaluate cases, I reevaluate crimes, and I reevaluate the person differently based on the fact that I have experienced a hellhole that a lot of people have not. I hope that in the future, a part of our judicial system and a part of people being sentenced, it becomes some form of mandatory thing that a part of either the jury or the council or whoever are people that have actually experienced prison, instead of people that just read the book of law, study it, and then go inside of a courtroom and don't actually understand what they are sending somebody into. They have no idea of what type of environment they're sending that person in. They rarely even look up at you if you're experienced with going to court. They're mostly just looking at their paperwork, and it actually pisses you off a little bit because you'll look them in the face, but they won't return the favor. They don't have enough respect or whatever it is to look you in your eyes. They just talk to the judge and then look back down at these papers. They think of whatever prison is, their job is to send you there. That's what they know. They do not understand what comes with it. And I'm glad that things worked out the way that they did. I hope that he's able to learn from the situation. My condolences to the family of Corey LeBerry, of course. And in no way is this video meant to go against them, their wishes, whatever they're going for, that is them. I respect their decision. I'm just throwing out my opinion respectfully. But hey, it's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, y'all rocking with me. Till next time.